Is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about the 3 banks that I have seen been giving out high limit business credit cards right now, and what you need to do and how you can access them. So first off, if you're seeing this view, I want to just first mention, if you've been on the channel before, there's great advantages not only to just business credit cards, but being able to utilize the points and miles that you get from business credit cards. And this is one of them: being able to stay at the Hyatt Regency in Mexico City, being upgraded to a $2,000 a night suite, and not coming out of pocket whatsoever. So check out some of the other videos on the channel I talk about all the time. I think I'm one of the only people that talk about funding and travel, where you can get both of them, the best of both worlds, and this is one of them. I'll have a video about this suite that you can check out. Maybe I'll show you guys around after, but today let's talk about 3 of the highest limit business credit cards that I'm seeing right now and what you should do for them. So first off, the first one I want to talk about, of course, everyone is very familiar with this bank, Big Blue Bank, Chase Bank. So Chase Bank is going to pull Experience, sometimes depending on where you're at, it's going to pull TransUnion. But they are giving out credit cards anywhere from $35,000 up to $75,000. And one of the great things about Chase is if you already have a business credit card with them, you can transfer that limit over when you apply to a new business credit card too. So let's say you get $50,000 and you have $25,000 on another Chase Bank card, you can then transfer that limit over and have 0% for, let's say, $75,000. But one of the key requirements with Chase and with all of these banks I talk about all the time is going to be having high personal credit limits. Your personal cards need to be higher limit cards. You need to have good personal credit in general. Okay, that's massively important. With any business credit, if you're going to tap into business credit, that should be your main priority before wasting applications. With Chase, having a relationship is also going to be very important. Having a business checking account. I have a few other videos on the channel talking about Chase and how you should operate with them, so check those out. But when it comes down to it, the way you're going to get high limit business credit cards with Chase specifically, if you want that $75K, if you want that $50K card, then you are going to have to work with a relationship manager. Now, me specifically, I have a couple relationship managers that I work with, so working with me does help out. But you can do that on your own and find a good relationship manager to work with that can push through applications and ask for specific limits that you want. So when you have that relationship built, you have good personal credit, and you have good high limit credit cards, you can get those high limit cards. So Chase is the first one I'm going to talk about because they're giving out the bag. Out of all the banks, they're going to give out the highest amount. The second one I want to talk about is going to be Key Bank. Very similar to Chase, is they are very relationship focused. They're going to pull Equifax. And if you have that relationship with them, opening a business checking account, depositing $5 to $10K, the more that you can, it's going to help you out. And then you're also going to have to work with a relationship manager or a banker at Key Bank. Now, one thing with Key Bank though, is they will provide up to $75K with no documentation. And that means not a $75K business credit card, but they will give you $25K at 0%. And up to $50K on a business line of credit when you have that relationship built, you have good personal credit, you have good personal limits. So that's $75K at no docs that you can access from Key Bank, which is why I wanted to put them on here. If you do this too, you can do it with multiple LLCs. You know, there's reports of people doing it with multiple LLCs. So imagine getting $75K from multiple LLCs. If you have multiple businesses, that's a really big play. That's a really big game changer. So Key Bank, I've seen anywhere from 25 to 50K on the business credit cards. They can go a little bit higher, but usually they're going to ask for a little bit more documentation, a little bit more information, but they're very relationship focused. So you can either build that relationship by depositing a lot of money into that account early on. They're going to pull Equifax and working with a relationship manager. All of the ones that I'm talking about today, if you guys are looking at getting higher limit credit cards, those key things, which I keep mentioning, I'll say it 10 times in this video, personal limits, good personal credit is going to be your foundation. But having a relationship, you're not going to get 30, 40, 50K cards without having relationships with some banks. That's really important. So when you build these relationships up or start a relationship, that's going to be important for you getting higher limits if that is what you're looking for and what your business needs. So the third bank I'm going to be talking about is going to be Citizens Bank. Now, Citizens Bank, the green Citizens Bank, there's a lot of different banks called Citizens Bank, and this is the green one. So just letting you guys know that Citizens Bank, the green bank, they are also going to pull Experian. What they're also going to do is they are going to pull Business Equifax, and I have seen especially over the last couple of months, that they are providing anywhere from 30 to 50K no documentation at 0% for 12 months. And sometimes without even having an existing relationship built. So no relationship up to that. The other key piece, just like the other banks though, is working with a proper relationship manager from Citizens Bank. So it is a little bit harder to find the right Citizens Bank banker that's going to push that type of limit and allow you to get approved for that limit. But those core pillars, like I said, personal credit and high personal limits, for them, high personal limits is very important. There's also another key piece with Citizens Bank is that having the proper LLC set up, having the proper information. They want some type of online presence. So they want to be able to go to a website and see what you do. They want to be able to see that you have a phone number, a website. They want that information, having a proper LLC, not a high risk NAICS code. As always, you should be in more of a marketing, consulting, management, a service-based business. So if you are in a business like real estate, or you're in the finance space, things that are considered riskier to banks to be able to lend to, then make sure you have a website that pertains to something that is service-based in that industry rather than just you flip homes, because that is a big red flag to banks. A property management company, for example, service-based. That means when you get paid, you're taking in a lot of the profit. If you get paid $5,000, your overhead is less than a few $100, $1,000, right? Your profit margins are higher. That's what service-based means. So with Citizens Bank, it's really important if you want those higher limits, 35, 40, 50K at Citizens Bank, and you work with a proper relationship manager and you have the right key requirements with your LLC, you can get those types of limits, those sizable limits. If you don't have those things set up, like I said, you might be wasting applications for just trying to jump the gun. So what's important with them is having the proper things set up, and that is going to be Citizens Bank. And as well, like I said, they're going to pull some business credit reports as well on the Equifax side. From my understanding, sometimes it has changed over the last year. The banking industry always changes. That's why it's really good to work with individuals like myself, or maybe someone else that you trust who can connect you with relationship managers or connect you with the right information who are doing these applications, because it can always change depending on the economy, depending on things that are happening. So if that's what you're looking for, then feel free to reach out to me, or feel free to reach out to someone that you trust and you know does a good service and looks out for you as well. Those are the three banks right now that I see handing out higher limit credit cards. There are certain requirements and things, like I have mentioned in this video, that are really important to have and take into consideration. And for me as well, I'm one of the only few people that talks about the travel hacking side of things and the funding side of things. So I like to consult you guys directly on how you can utilize the points with cards like American Express or Chase Bank or American Airlines and things like that, where you can utilize those points to get amazing experiences and opportunities like this suite I'm in to help you out and make your travel cooler, more fun, and that much cheaper. So as always, guys, I appreciate you guys showing up, you guys watching the video. Let me know down below if you have applied to any of these banks, what you have received, what you have seen from maybe your applications and your data points. It'll help people who hop on this video and check it out. Reach out to me if you have any questions. Appreciate it. As always, we'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.